welcome back to Just a Nominee TV, man. This is the School of Martians podcast, the only podcast that's out of this world. I am your host, Just a Nominee, a.k.a. Juice, a.k.a. Martian Mathers. I'm joined here today with my great co-host, Bogart.
Yo, it's good in the hood. Good to be back.
Yes, sir.
We got a good show for you guys today.
We have a awesome guest on the show here today. If you're watching this right now and you're from the fighting world, this is what brought you here. But bringing me and this guest together is more than just, hey, bro, you want to come on a podcast? This is like one of my childhood friends, someone I call a brother, somebody that I've known and trust in a lot of things that I've done throughout my whole music life and just anything in general. And it's going to be a fun show. Today on the show, we have professional boxer Ziggy Johnson.
Hey guys,
What's up, Ziggy? How you been, man?
everything's awesome. You?
I'm good, man. Just kind of recovering from the weekend. You know,
Absolutely.
had a few late nights this weekend, that's for sure. And yeah, I feel good though. I got a little caffeine in me, a little dose of life, you know.
Um,
But how's everything with you, man?
everything's awesome, man. Everything's been good.
So I've been waiting to do this one for a while. I know, like, when I started, podcasting, I was like, man, one of my first people I want to get on here is my boy Zig, because obviously for many reasons. But, man, since, like, from when we talked about doing a podcast to where we both are now, with, like, kind of like the little success that this podcast has going on right now, and then obviously, like, your big success right now in the fighting world. And, it's kind of cool how shit changes in a few months, right? Like,
Absolutely.
'Cause-
Like 100%.
this wasn't very long ago where I'm like, Ziggy, man, I got a podcast. I want you to come on sometime and
Yeah.
chat it up. And then you were like, yeah, man. And you're like, I'm busy, but we'll figure it out. And I'm like, okay.
Absolutely.
And after just talking to you for a few minutes, I'm like, this dude is fucking busy. Like,
Yeah.
it's an honor to have him in here with us. He's taking time out of his daily routine and everything he follows to be a pro fighter, and just, his diet even. Like, I offered him a drink. He's like, I can only drink water. And I'm like, damn. So it's like, it's like he's taking time out of his, Hollywood lifestyle over here to hang out with us chumps, us peons over here. No, I'm just kidding. But, dude, it's good to have you, man.
Absolutely, man. It's an honor.
Yeah, dude, I was, like I said, I couldn't wait for all this to happen. So let's just jump right into it, right?
Absolutely.
So where are you from originally?
Right here. in
Clifton
freaking-
Springs, New York?
Yep.
All right, cool. So if you don't know what Clifton Springs, New York is, and you're, like, watching and you're, like, a boxer or a fighter or someone that's just a fan of Ziggy, Clifton Springs is a little town between Rochester and Syracuse. It's in the Finger Lakes. It's a small town. There's literally, like, a gas station, a school, and a YMCA.
Yeah.
There's a hospital, though, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of small towns don't have a hospital. Clifton actually has a hospital.
They do. Yeah.
That's, like, probably, like, the fuel of the whole town is the hospital. But
Absolutely.
there's not much here. And I'm from here, too, man. So 315, we're putting it on the map together.
315 all
you
the
know?
way. Yep.
It feels good. I feel like I got the hometown hero in the building with me today,
I feel it, man. I feel it.
It's good energy, dog.
It is.
But so, like, I've always known you as, like, I mean, you played sports in high school. You've always been athletic.
Yeah.
You've always been coaching. You've always been helping out and volunteering with the sports at the school and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
How did like your shift change from, like, playing basketball and football and, did you do track?
Yes, yep.
Because I thought I remember you doing track.
I did do track. Yep.
Yep. So you went from all that to like wanting to help out the youth and coach and volunteer. How did like you go from that part of, sports being like an athlete to a coach to now just wanting to start fighting? Like, where did that spark come in? Then you're like, I think I want to fight professionally now.
So it's the friggin' like I always want to, like win. I always want to face the best, and I think it's just that I don't know, freaking like a competition, like it just
Yeah.
freaking like drives me. And I was playing semi-pro football.
Oh, that's right. I forget.
And then
I forget. You were
and
playing
then
pro
I
football.
played like pro indoor football, and then I was at the bar like one day in like on Canandaigua. I think it used to be called like Main Street. It's now like on Kicks. You know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, Kicks on Main or whatever.
Yeah, but
It used to be the Pickering Pub.
Pickering Pub.
Pickering,
Yeah,
it used to be the Pickering Pub.
So there was a guy in there, and he was a like a bouncer. I think they called him Darth Vader.
Yep.
If you like remember him,
I remember him.
Okay, yeah. So like
Yep.
100%. So
I remember Darth Vader.
yeah, so like he wanted to like train me, and like he said that you should do like mixed martial arts. So let's do it. And I started like on training, and that I had a few fights, and that I wanted to go like I'm pro in something. Everybody wants to go like I'm pro.
Yeah.
As a like a little kid, you're like, man, like that I want to go to the NBA or something like that. And so, so then I got my opportunity and I turned pro. It was not in like mixed martial arts, it was in like boxing. And, I started out like wrong, and I've like stated this many like on times, like that I thought that you could just show up and fight, and you just gotta punch a bag, and
Yeah.
it's just and that I fought some guys that are freaking like killers, man, and they're very like talented guys from what's his face, Oscar De La Hoya's team, that I fought a guy from like his team in my first pro fight. And then I went to CES, and I fought on the UFC Fight Pass. Like, so that was my pro debut. Like
remember
mixed
that.
martial arts, and then I did like on kickboxing down in like New York City, like a flex fights. I fought for, and then I fought for friggin' like a BKFC, and that's the fastest growing sport. So I mean, like that I've done it all, and
BKFC is bare knuckle,
yes,
right?
Yep. So it's been a like a journey, like that I believe like that you have to do everything that you say, and I took that like on risk, and it's a way to like learn as you go, that the losing sucks, but it just makes you, freaking like a better in everything.
Overall.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, man, is like, like you said, people think they can just train for a fight, juice up, run, lift weights, and be like, I'm ready to fight somebody in the ring. And I mean, you could think that's how that works until you get in the ring and you're fighting somebody that's been doing this their whole life or majority of their life, and they stomp the fucking shit out of you.
Hell yeah,
You know
man,
what I mean?
like,
And
especially now.
that's like, because like you said, there's people, saying like, oh, like I could knock that UFC guy out and stuff like that, and like, you always think that, like sitting on the couch, like, come on, how did he not get that guy right there? I could have got him. And then you're thinking, like reality, no, I couldn't have.
Right.
So there's definitely like a craft that comes with boxing, any kind of fighting, like even like, like MMA and, karate and all that kind of stuff. You
Absolutely.
know, like a lot of these guys are black belts also
Mm-hmm.
mixed with all of everything that they
Yeah.
have inside of them to go out there with.
Absolutely.
So it's a little, you know, I couldn't even imagine being a black belt in karate. I don't know how hard that is to get, but I've
Me
always just
either.
like wanted, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, I want to be a black belt karate.
I think everyone wanted to be like
Yeah.
a black belt when they were a kid. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, yeah, I'm a black belt
Yeah.
now. I'm gonna kick some fucking ass.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's the thing is like, you know, like I've always wanted that too, but I don't know how hard does it get because I've actually never been in any kind of karate or taekwondo or anything like that as a kid.
Same thing, like, you know, that I've never like done it. But you know that I'm sure that it takes like years and like years of like training and
It's got to be crazy,
certifications and stuff.
and it probably feels so good too. Like once you get that black belt in you, you know, because you can honestly say like I'm a black belt in
yeah,
karate.
and it's like an accomplishment, like
Yeah.
one of the main accomplishments in karate.
Mhm.
So, quote me if I'm wrong. You might not know either. I don't know if this is correct, but if you have a black belt in karate, right,
Mhm.
at a certain gym or you were certified in black belt somewhere,
No.
sometimes I've heard this before. I think I heard like Rob Van Dam say this or something. If you go to a different gym or like a different place and claim that you're black belt, they make you do it like they take like if you want to go to like a different place and train as a black belt mixed martial artist,
You know.
they take your black belt away and you have to recertify with them.
Yeah.
Do you know
I'm
how
not
that works?
100% sure. So I can't really say because I don't know.
Yeah. It's
I
just
wish
like
that I did, but I
it's
don't.
like it's something that I heard before. Maybe it was RVD. I don't remember who said it, but it was something like that. And then I was like, really? I'm like, that would suck. You get your black belt, and then you go train somewhere else, and they're like, oh, you have to get your black belt with us
Yeah.
though.
So it's like a different dojo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta freaking like redo everything you've done. But by then, you should be able to get it, you know, pretty easily because you're already a black belt. So it's a little easier because you've been there before. You know the training. You know like how to move your body around, the endurance and everything it takes to do that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't know. I just like heard that before. I don't
Yeah.
It
know.
would kind of make sense though, because like some dojos might be like less lenient on the rules of getting a black belt, and then you got like
Really
I don't know,
hardcore black belt guys.
black
Yeah.
belt stuff.
Yeah, like you train up the street here, you know, with Joe Schmo, and then you're going to, you know, Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, where'd you get that freaking bougie ass black belt, boy?
Yeah. So that would make sense though. Like,
I don't know. I just thought so. It kind of makes sense. I mean, think about it. When you get certified in anything, like a license in anything,
Yep.
you move to like a different state. You have to certify for that state. You know what I mean? You have to get like reinstated for that in that state. Some things I'm saying, not everything, but there's
Some
like
things, yeah.
there's some things that don't cross over to certain parts.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you know these made up boundary lines we got in the country, whatever.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like it would just suck to have to go through it all again when you're like, dude, I can literally kick ass. Like throw a watermelon in the air, I'll slice it up in 3 seconds. Or
well, you got to think too.
Yeah.
Like
but that's
yeah.
Fruit Ninja.
you got to
Absolutely.
think too that like it costs a lot of money to get like a training done to getting a black belt. Like
Yeah.
you have to drop a lot of money because you got to go to the dojo and do sessions and stuff like that. And then what I think it's like you test out or whatever. Like
Yeah.
you do
Yes,
like a
yeah.
test and then that you get a belt or whatever. So
Yeah.
I mean you got to drop a lot of money because you got to like you got to be there and do the hard
Yeah.
work. So
I wear a black belt every day.
yeah, no, really.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, man, definitely.
I got my black belt. It's a Nike one too. I'm black belt Nike Pro.
Yeah.
But no, man, I just I just like heard that somehow. But yeah, I just was like thinking like, man, I never like realized how Ziggy was just so involved in so many different activities, even in the community, you know, doing fundraisers and helping kids out and coaching and, you know, volunteering. And then all of a sudden I just see you up there on pay-per-view fighting people. I'm like,
I know, man.
wow.
It's been, yeah, dude, it's been huge. You know, but you know, as you know, like that you're in like a music industry, you always get those people that want to talk shit about you and stuff, and like,
Oh, yeah.
man, like that you suck, or like that I could do that. but they're not the ones that go and doing it, and you're, you know, and I think that they're your like biggest like hater, but I think that's my biggest like drive. Like every single fight that I go into, that these people that talk shit about me and stuff, I was like, dude, I just want to prove you wrong. And, you know, um, at the end of the day, let's say that I do like win the title, that they're still going to talk shit about me.
Yeah.
They're still going to do it. Like look at like on John Jones. Like he's the greatest of all time, and they're still talking shit about him.
He's a monster, man.
Yeah, and then it's the same thing in your like a music. You could win like on Grammys, and they still talk shit about you. It's just a freaking like it's just people that are freaking like jealous and stuff. So
Haters.
all the way.
I wish I had a Grammy.
Right?
It'd be nice.
When I went to Vegas, I went to the pawn shop, like the pawn, what is it called?
Pawn Stars?
And they had Grammys.
Oh, you went there?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's
sick.
So I looked at the Grammys.
Love that show.
That they had for sale there, and it's like, wow, like I came so close to the actual trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone actually won this, and I got to like see it. And like
one thing I can say about you, Ziggy, is you've always been super competitive.
Always.
I mean, I remember like we're just playing 21 in the driveway, and you're fucking guarding me like it's like the game's on the line, and it's game 7 in the finals, and I'm like, damn, like I'm just trying to get a little 1-pointer off right now, just to go to the free throw line, and Ziggy's, nope, you're not getting by me, man.
Oh my God.
I'm playing hard D,
man.
But you've always just been like a competitive person, someone that always gives their all and everything, and that's one thing that I admire about you is.
Thank you.
You don't give up.
No.
Especially with, when you first started boxing, your record starting out, people were like, da 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 da, hang it up and blah blah, and then you just came back, knocked this dude out, proved him wrong. You're ranked on the charts right now. 36, you said, right?
Yes, yeah.
Ranked 36. And it's just cool, man. Like it's like a cool story that I can tell other people, like.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have been like, yo, you know that guy around here that fights Ziggy or whatever? I'm like, yeah, why? They're like, oh, yeah, he's fighting. I'm like, I know. I'm like, that's like,
friends with him.
I'm like, yeah, that's like one of my best friends. I'm like, so it's cool that like, your name is around more than you know, and like whenever someone's, says something bad on Facebook to you, the comments, whatever, like,
I
oh,
do.
blah, blah, blah.
100%.
It's like, but those people aren't doing anything but sitting down on the couch, watching you post these training videos, watching you go out on the big stage and lace up and, chin down, ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those people, they couldn't even last 20 seconds.
Right.
Or I bet they would lace up, or they would be, I got to fight versus so-and-so later on.
Yeah.
And they probably wouldn't even show up because their nerves would be so bad. They're like, oh, my God, I actually have to fight somebody. I just talk shit. I don't know how to fight.
Right.
So, a lot of those people, they don't matter, man. And like you said, it's fuel to the fire.
It is 100%. I think where all the change came from was last, like in December. I fought for the IFL, like on title. And just like seeing that like on title, like everybody like on dreams about like winning the title, even like fighting for the title.
Yeah,
and just like
it's big enough just to be on the card for the title.
Huge, and just like I think after I lost, because of the like ref stoppage, which I still think was like a bullshit, and I've watched it 100 times. So there's nothing that like people can say like that I answered the count, I was back in it. But anyways, after I lost that title shot, it just like changed me inside.
Yeah,
and I said that I'm not gonna lose again. And I haven't lost since, that I got a great team around me. I got great sponsors around me. It's all about the team. It's all about the support. And I have a great team now. And that the sky's the limit, just being like a ranked on the ICB, just finally seeing that freaking like a highlight, like a reel, and it just feels really good. I mean, it just like motivates you, and then you go in and then you just continue to freaking like compare. It's about, you know, I guess the biggest word, um, inspiring. You want to, you know, and I think that that's what I want to do in this little town, in our like little area. Like everything has always been like putting this town on the map, and I
Yeah.
truly like can believe that it's like bigger than me. Like I think it's cool, like when you fight on, you know, freaking like a if you fight on freaking like a Telemundos like and stuff, you know, that's the largest like a Spanish channel in the world, and you see freaking, you know, Clifton Springs like a New York on there.
Yeah.
It's just huge,
Yeah.
you know. So I think that's big. You know, that I walked into Everson's. I think it was like a month ago, in our local freaking like a gas station, and this kid's like, "I know you," and I was like,
That happened to me too.
"Did it?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Isn't it like weird and stuff?" And then they want you to sign something, and
That's
you're
what
like,
he asked.
"Man, you're like, you know, that I'm just a normal person, like just like you, you know." It's just,
Dude, it had to been the same kid because this kid I went in there for, he's like, dude, I know you. You're a rapper. I'm
you
like,
know?
nah, dude, I'm not. He's like, yes, you are, dude. I've seen you on YouTube
Yeah.
and stuff. And he wanted me to sign his Jordans.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
sick.
And I didn't, but it was
Right.
whatever. But
I signed a
no, it's
piece
cool
of
when people,
paper for him.
it's cool when people, you know, when they recognize you.
Yeah.
And that makes you also feel good because you're like, look, all the hard work I've done, all the dedication I've put in, the blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
Somewhat, you know, it's always like they always say this. It's always like the people that aren't around you that support you the most.
Absolutely.
You know, the closest people to you are like, you know, subliminally hating on you.
Yep.
And then there's other people in the same area that are like, "Oh yeah, I love Ziggy," but
Mhm.
but you don't see it because you're not around that person.
Right.
And that's, you know, like that's one instant right there. You walk in the gas station, some kid's like, "Yo, can I get your autograph?"
Right.
You know, that
Yeah.
it feels good after all the trials and tribulations and the losses
Oh,
and
yeah.
the late nights and the runs and the push-ups and all
Oh, yeah.
all the shit that goes into that, you know, every like drop of sweat that you have ever poured out, and you're just signing an autograph for somebody.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's got to feel good, dude.
It does, you know, and it feels great, and it's.
But you're really humble about it.
I am.
I
I'm
know.
very humble.
I know you're not one of the guys that always wants to be in the
I
spotlight or
don't.
be in the picture or like things like that. It's like we don't even see Ziggy until he's on pay-per-view. I'm always
Yeah.
like, I haven't seen Ziggy in a while. Like I know he's around somewhere. You
Yeah.
know, he's out doing his thing, and then all of a sudden, the next time I see you, you're out there, you know, fighting for a belt, and like
Yeah.
it's just cool. Like this, it's dope, man. It's dope.
Yeah, man. It's just. I guess they say that you have to like move in silence, you know. But the biggest thing that I hate, and I mean, it's very like humbling, and I'll say it, but now since that I've done the movies, I've fought on like, you know, that these big cards, I'm being called Mr. like on Hollywood, and it just feels really weird. Like if I go to a like on concert, or I go to the NASCAR race, or I go to the freaking like a little gala, they're like, "Oh, you know, that it must be nice, like that you're getting like a VIP like treatment." And I was like, "Well, I have to pay just like you guys pay.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm just getting these like special things. It's, you know, I mean, and like some of it's like being friendly, some of it's like sarcastic, and some of it's like freaking like hating. Like, um, I I could like walk in a room and I want to, you know, freaking like a support like somebody else. You know, it's not about me always. Like, you know, that I have my time to shine, and that
Mhm.
will be soon. And you know, and that's it. You know, it's just
Yeah.
like I feel like. I feel like on social media that like people try to be somebody that they're not, and try to be cool, and they're like, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and you're like, no, dude, that you're really not. Like you're not doing any of this. Like they're just like on talking.
Yeah.
Actions speak, you know, freaking like louder, you know, and I think that's a big thing. Like, you know, that like nothing's gonna stop me, and you know, and you know that I truly like believe like, you know, that we're gonna stay on this freaking like a run. And you know, it just all took time. You know, you just had to get the right like on people, and man, dude, I feel great. I feel really freaking good.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's good, dude. And yeah, I've, you know, I'm I got you on all social medias and shit, so I'm always checking out your stuff. I see the work you're putting in, and you know the shit that you post about what other people are saying to you about a fight coming up, or hey, would you challenge this guy, or hey, what about this? And I'm just like, man, Ziggy's just literally doing deals on his phone all day, like, and then you just mentioned the movies. You're in a couple movies now, right?
I am.
Talk about that.
All right, so that I was in The Secret Mechanic, like. That's a short like on film. It's on YouTube. Like that my friend like on David J. Paul like gave me the opportunity. I did not ask for it. He's like, well, why don't you come in this movie? Like, let's see what you can do. Scariest thing that I've ever done. I would rather go fight and get a punch in the face like before I sit in front of a camera and I could try to all these lines, and then you're like dying scenes and trying to get it right, and then you gotta do it over and over again, and it's like 12 hours, and then The Secret that like on Kills that we just finished like on filming, that's going to film festivals. Like it was great. And then I have the Morrisons coming up that'll be filmed like later this year. I have like a haunted like a house that'll be filmed in April.
Oh shit!
And then there's another movie that I just got into freaking like on today.
Oh shit!
So
today's debut. Don't talk about it yet because they probably don't want you to.
Yeah, no, that I can. But
that's sick, man.
Man,
he got a movie deal today. Look at that.
It's just been like going crazy, man. It's just freaking like networking,
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And trust me, guy, I am not a freaking like movie star. I will say it. I struggle with like on talking and stuff, like because I have a speech impediment problem. But I just go. Like nothing stops me.
Yeah.
And
that's the attitude that you have to have, right? Is there's a lot of people. So and look, there's people that can talk very, very well and sincere, and they get up there and they're like, oh my God, I can't do this, and it just shows that you don't give up, because you're like, you know what, even if I do fuck these lines up or I fuck them up a little bit, they asked me to be in the movie and here I am, I'm going to give it my all, I'm going to give it my best.
Yeah.
That's what matters, you know?
Yeah, like 100%. It's just yeah, man, it's been a crazy like on journey. I think that this past year has really like changed everything. It's been
I've seen a dramatic
rocket
change.
Launch, but
I've seen the change in it too, man. Just because I've been following your career as long as it goes back, and I just, dude, it's just like insane because like I'm like ordering pay-per-view fights and you're on them. That's like this is cool as shit. Or you're on some like. You were on Telemundo's, right?
I was, yep. I fought like on Julio Solis on 4 days like a notice. Yeah, that was not a great show.
4 days notice. But look, you showed up.
I did. I showed up, but I got my ass kicked. But that's all right.
Hey,
in front of the biggest Spanish channel in the world, that I fought in like New York City. I've been on like, Times Square, I think. Two or three times, which is a blessing.
Yeah, the big billboards, right? You've been in Times Square billboards.
Yeah, man. Like a shout out to freaking like on Fame for that.
That's
like on Fame and the Real Young CEO. Great, freaking like a great guys. Like that I've learned so much from them, especially looking just in the marketing side of it. Like a Fame's got a freaking like 1 million followers. He's a rap artist, and then you got the Real Young CEO. He's got 1 million followers. He's an ex-pro soccer player, and then he actually fights too. He's a middleweight champ on celebrity on boxing, and he actually cornered me in my first ever kickboxing fight down in friggin' New York City.
I remember that fight.
Yeah, dude. The guy missed weight by 20 pounds. Yeah, man. And I still fucking fought him.
Was that the one at the casino?
That was CES. That was on the UFC.
What's one of the
fight
first?
Past.
What's one of the first ones you did at that casino?
That was the CES. So that was my pro.
Oh, you just said
MMA.
That, my bad.
So that was my pro. Mixed martial arts, and I fought Nathan on Gleebs, who actually fights in freaking Bellator. So, I mean, yet again, nobody that was somebody that's simple, easy. He went on to the big leagues. and I fought there, and that was on the UFC like a Fight Pass, so that was like going cool as hell. Um, and then we went to Flex Fights, which is down in like New York City.
Yeah.
I fought that like on kickboxing fight, and that guy missed weight by like on 20 pounds, so he was 3 to 4 like weight classes higher than me.
Wow.
I still fought him, like that I took him deep into the second round, and then he busted my like ribs in the second round.
I remember that.
Yeah, dude.
I remember that. You were messed up. You were fucking. Your
But
ribs were cracked.
Yeah, man. But I like blasted him, and I fought hard, and I think that was the turning point.
Yeah.
If I have to say, like, that's when like people that did not like me, like, dude, like, that you're a badass man, like, that you fought a guy that missed weight by 20 pounds, and you went in there and fought, and you took him deep into to the second round, and I think that was a big thing because I had to prove something because I could not get out of the first round.
Yeah.
Like, that these big name like fighters were just beating the shit out of me, and I could not get out of the first round. I couldn't get out of the first round. And then like all that freaking work and all that like a hard work, and then we got to the second round. And then we started to gain that fan base and that freaking like respect in the combat like world, and then it just like catapulted, that I felt like, oh my God, that I have power, that I can strike, that I'm getting faster, that I'm moving, that I ate a freaking I think he like kicked me with a freaking he kicked me with a freaking like a roundhouse kick, and it didn't phase me, and then he landed a like Superman punch, I think, with a 3-fight or a like a 3-punch like on combo, and I just kept going, and I just felt like like that freaking like killer, and I think that's when it all changed, and now it's just been like like a steamrolling now.
Yeah. It seems like most of the people that you fought early on have gone on and they're actually making a big name as well and champions. So that's cool too, right? I mean, at least you can't say like you're, aiming at people that you know is an easy target.
Yeah, well, yeah, like that. Like so, my old like manager said that I never took a very easy fight. They've all been hard fights. They've all been like killers. And I think that made me better. So like in these last 2 fights, you're like, oh man, that these guys are nothing what I faced, and now you can walk through them, like that you can set up shots, you can like walk them down, you just feel confident, like that the confidence is like I'm building. So
and you can kind of show them who's boss.
Correct.
In a way, right? Like, yo, I've been here.
Yeah.
I've been here, young blood. Let's get it.
Absolutely. And now just all that. Like somebody said on some other like on podcast, like that I've dealt with all the freaking like on demons and stuff, and now I'm just and now I'm making a name.
It's experience.
Absolutely.
You have all the experience that a lot of people don't have.
No.
Even a lot of these big time fighters, they didn't have it as hard as you to get where they are right now. You had to fight in all sorts of different leagues and like different bare knuckle kickboxing and like MMA and like you had to fight in a whole shitload of different leagues to even get to where you're at. And when you're in that kind of thing, it's like, am I a kickboxer? Am I a boxer? Am I a bare knuckle guy? Am I UFC? And you kind of had all that early on mixed together. So then when you got to the straight boxing, I think all that experience, it freaking locked you in. It locked you in.
Yep.
Which is, so I heard you talk about sponsors. What's some of your sponsors that you got right now?
HKA, USA, that's Nick Simpson. Like he owns HKA. Like he makes all of my like on gear. Like he made this like on tracksuit. He does a great job.
Is it this guy that is a shirt behind me?
Nope,
Not that guy.
Nope.
All right.
And then I have like a coffee sponsor, which is freaking like a home of the like a hustle. Freaking like Frank does a great job. He's been a big like a supporter. You have no like on quarters like on compatibles. That's like Nate and them. You have a Cell Shot who does all the supplements for me. And then I have like a Capone's like a restaurant that's out in friggin' like a Penfield, like I'm Brian Brian's always been a huge like supporter, and then you have the Black Hand like on company, that's Brian and drinking like on Jake. That they've been a great sponsor. Juice, like that you've sponsored me many times. Like
Hell yeah.
Nominee, like Records has been in
Yep.
there.
Yep.
So I'm very like blessed by that, and that there's more sponsors coming on,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that there will be soon, and I'm just very like I'm blessed, like that I have like on Turp House that does. He's been great. Like on Jay's been awesome.
Terp House, what's that? Is that like a CBD thing?
It is. It's a marijuana company.
Well, because when I heard terp, I'm like, that's weed.
Yeah, dude. It's Jay like on Davis. He's
Look at that. This dude's getting sponsored by weed companies.
Yeah.
Now, how
he
does
doesn't even
that
smoke.
work? Like, with drug testing and boxing and stuff like that, does marijuana count anymore?
yes, it does.
Oh, does it?
It does. Not in the UFC anymore, I don't think. But
Okay.
it does in boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't do weed, so I can
Wait,
say that. Like, I
how
don't
does-
smoke it.
How does that work for Mike Tyson then? 'Cause
Yeah.
he's like one of the biggest potheads on the
He has
planet.
like a pot company named after him. Or
I don't
something.
think that the UFC or I don't.
Because
I think that was in I
He's
think
got a
that was
marijuana
an
company.
influencer thing. So
Yeah, it's true. That's
so
true.
I don't
he
think
might-
that they
matter.
like contested him.
Yeah, because I don't think he's like a signed athlete anymore. So
Not
I don't,
anymore,
I
no.
don't think the rules apply to him.
Right. So
But I know he has a big weed company.
he does.
Huge.
And I don't smoke weed. I mean, I know that my friends do, and that's fine. I know that I support him still. I use like on Jay stuff because he has this like on cream that he sends me, and it works like on great, like especially with the pain in your back and the pain in your legs in fight camp. I just started going to like Restore. It's in like Pittsburgh, and they have the ice bath. They have
That's cool.
the IVs and all that, and it's been great. I have my friend that I go to her, and like when she does the IVs and stuff. So I mean, it's just that I try to use everybody like local, like that I can,
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that I can get the training and I can get the recovery from.
yeah.
So
Yeah, because when you come home,
yeah,
you want to be able to recover, and you got all the places around here you can go
Yeah.
to retreat.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
That's actually a good. I never thought of that because I guess I didn't. It has ever been brought to my attention, but it's cool. You can fly out on a plane, get all banged up, come home, and hit this place for an ice bath, hit this place for IV. That's cool.
I mean, that I go out and support people and I meet them, and it just like makes that bond, and
Yeah.
I get my pizza from in town of like on Phelps, that I go to
Otis and Reds.
Otis Reds,
Yep.
Andy Mattoon, he's always been a big like on supporter, like on to me.
Yep.
I go to Smoke and Tails, like on distillery, like
Oh, yeah.
Pete's been a huge like on supporter to me too, and I go there and I just
Shout out Pete Cheney, man.
yeah, man,
Smoking
definitely.
Tails Distillery, Phelps, New York.
Yeah, and I just try to stay like local, like because this hometown means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And
Pete's a great guy, dude.
he is, dude. He's awesome.
Pete is the greatest guy, man. He was my coach, growing up in sports, because
yeah.
I played like every sport with Tom,
You did, yep.
and he's just a great guy. Even like as an adult that I've known him and I see him around, he's just the best, dude.
Even seeing him on the freaking like on TV show and stuff was
Oh,
huge.
yeah,
man.
Moonshiners.
Yeah, man, like
He was
for
on
our like, local
Moonshiners.
town, and,
Yeah.
and stuff like that I think that's huge, and that it's just about this town. Like there's so much talent here that people
Yeah.
just don't think, and
Yeah.
I think they get like discouraged and stuff. Like,
I mean, look at me. I'm the best rapper that was ever born
Yeah,
in New
right.
York State. Like
That's
and,
crazy, the moonshiner thing. I love moonshiners.
oh,
I
it's
love
awesome.
that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've made all kinds of liquor in my time. I made the fighting kind, the loving kind, the crying kind. I even made some one time and sold it to this couple. They was happily married. The next damn week, they was divorced.
Yeah, it used to be cool, like really cool when now it's kind of like storylines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they-
like the
Yeah.
ruggedness of the beginning of the series.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
they were just like the camera guys just filming these
Yeah.
doing illegal shit, And no, I love moonshiners,
Yeah.
but now they kind of have it now where it's more of there's
Structured,
structure
yeah,
stories and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I like the ruggedness of the back in when they first started.
Yeah, there's
definitely.
Cheney. So Pete Cheney, he owns a funeral home in Phelps. He's always owned the funeral
Yep.
home in
Yep,
Phelps.
yep.
And he started like making moonshine.
Yeah,
and he's
because
got
I
his own
remember seeing that
distillery.
episode, and
Yeah.
like I was just like, oh, that's
Oh, so
really
you've-
close.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you've
yeah.
seen Pete before.
Yeah,
I've seen him before. Yeah,
Dude, he's the man, bro.
He is.
Yeah.
Like if you see him around town, he's the most humble, nice, like always just giving you good advice and complimenting you. Like
Yeah.
he's just so awesome, man.
Absolutely, like 100%.
He's definitely one of those guys like in the community that you run into and you're like, man, I saw Pete Cheney today.
Yeah, right,
And you're not even
yeah.
thinking about like all the like shit that he's done. It's just
Yeah,
he's a
no.
great and like he's like his kids are great,
Absolutely,
Matt,
100%.
Matt, Tom, and Jake, they're great. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
It's
love
just a
their
small
family.
town thing, I mean,
I love their family, man.
yeah, same here, and it's just you just go out and like support the community. I think that's huge.
For sure.
That the support starts here. It doesn't start outside this area.
Mm-mm.
It all started here, and and I'm still put home here. Like that I did here. I think it was last year. They're like, oh, well, you're Mr. like on Hollywood, so you're gonna forget about home, and I never have. Like
Yeah.
but I've always put home first. Even when I was in Florida, that I always used to fly home.
You were flying
Freaking,
back
like
all
once
the
a
time.
month, like
Yeah.
that. I was always home. Like
Yeah.
it just it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So
No, I get it, man. Like the hometown support is like what kind of sets you ablaze.
yes,
To get your fire rolling. I mean,
it does.
when I dropped Hot Wax back in the day, that mixtape,
Yep.
do you remember everybody around here
Yeah.
was just like
Is that
everyone had that CD, man. Everyone had my
What was
mixtape.
that song that you did? Like that I do it. What was that song? I do it for the. You know which one I'm talking about? Like that you're on the skateboard and then you're.
Oh,
I do it for.
Addicted.
Yes,
Addicted.
amazing song.
Addicted.
Like that song
Yeah.
was everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude,
That
that
was-
song was good.
That was that
that
was
Hot
on,
Wax, wasn't it?
no, that was on my mixtape after.
Oh, it was okay.
That was on
Because you did a song with Street, I think.
that was on wait, what mixtape was that? That was on Hustle Equals Muscle.
Yeah, it's
that
perfect
mixtape.
song too.
Yeah. That was on that
with
mixtape.
Eric.
Eric
Jamal,
Jamal.
yeah,
Yep.
man.
Yep, that
Awesome
was-
artist too. From
was a
like
different
Buffalo,
mixtape.
right?
Yep.
Buffalo, New York. Yeah,
Yep.
man.
He's down in Atlanta now doing his thing, man.
Hey, dude,
He's-
shout out to him, man.
shout out-
He's
yo,
doing great.
I can't wait to get him on here, man. We've been talking about it when he's up
Yeah.
this way. That's one of his stops, he
hell
said.
yeah.
So that'll be coming soon. But like I was saying, like the hometown support, like because like everyone knows that I've always made music, but
Yeah.
I've always just put out like a single song here
Absolutely.
or there. And when I made that like mixtape finally,
Mm-hmm.
there was like 20 something songs on it.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, like, I sat in my room. I went to the store and bought a whole bunch of CDs,
Yep.
a whole bunch of cases. I printed out all the things, like the
Mhm.
inserts to go inside
Yep.
them. I printed on the disc and everything. I did everything at home, and like I was selling my mixtapes for $5,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And I must have sold probably
Sold a lot.
200, 300 Hot
Yeah.
Wax copies locally.
Yeah.
Like I made a couple $1,000s in
Just
my own town. That's why I
Yeah.
thought, wow, if my hometown is, grabbing this, I need to branch out and get this
Hell yeah.
thing
Yep.
and like once that like did that, I was like, man, like my hometown had me fueled up. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
there's more to this,
Definitely, yeah.
It's guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just that's the best way to promote anything is just guerrilla marketing. Just
Yeah.
going out there and handing stuff out and
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah.
Door to door, man.
Yep.
Just,
I give you credit, man. Just it's just a tough industry.
music is a tough industry, honestly. That's why I'm not like where I want to be in the music world.
Right.
I still make music every week. I'm in the
Absolutely.
studio making music, but music to me started out as like, I wrote my first song when I was 12. I was like, wow, I can write a song.
Yep.
Then it came to like, I started freestyle. I was like, wow, I can freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And I started putting it all together and I can make music. It became like a part of my lifestyle. You know, like fighting is in your lifestyle.
It is 100%.
Making music was my lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like a hobby. It wasn't something that I, was like, oh, look what I can do.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
something that came naturally to me that I was good at and that I had the brain for and the voice for. Because that's the thing. You got to have like the voice for music too.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people love my voice. It's crazy. People are like, I love when, like you did that here or whatever. Or like, I love how you sang that part or whatever.
I think that the Nicki song got really popular.
The Voicemail to Heaven song went.
Yeah.
That's probably double platinum out here in the streets.
Yeah, it probably
For
is.
real, that song's probably double platinum out here
Yeah.
in Clifton and Phelps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and like I see a lot of what I went through. I could see that in your journey as well.
Absolutely.
Having to build from the ground up. How do I do this? How come he's got that set up like that? How do I do? You know what I mean? You learn
trial and error.
You learn and exactly, trial and error, and you're building and you're meeting people, you're branching out,
Yeah.
And with the internet nowadays, it's a lot easier to network. Back in 2000,
Yes.
wait, when was Hot Wax? 2011 maybe?
Yeah.
12?
Something like that.
2011.
Yeah.
What? See, like
Social
back
media
then, like
wasn't
social
that
media
big
was big, but it wasn't like
it is now.
the bit. Like I don't think Snapchat and shit was out yet. Like
It
all
was,
that
and
stuff.
I don't even think
If it wasn't for-
Instagram was there. Yeah.
If it wasn't for Snapchat today, my social media would suck.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. I built my Snapchat up to like
That's good.
if I post like a story or something, I get like some crazy views on there.
Do you? Nice.
And if you follow me on Snapchat, you know I'm a fucking goon. I just do dumb shit. I play. You can go to the songs. You can do a clip of a song. I'm always dancing to the songs. I'm always rapping. I'm just always making content on there, and that helped. And I was thinking, man, if I had Snapchat back then, because personally, I think Snapchat is like my favorite social media app.
Instagram for me.
I'm on IG. Well, I was on IG a lot. I kind of backed away from it. I should start making one for here.
I'm always on IG.
Just
It's
for
the
content
biggest
here.
thing. Like
But-
Facebook, I feel like it's like negative, or it's just your friends and stuff.
Facebook.
IG is where I've built a huge name,
Yeah.
and I'm so blessed by it.
Yeah.
Snapchat, I'm still trying to learn.
Snapchat is cool. There's features on there that people don't know how to use because when like someone Snapchats, they just go to video record, send it to their friends like, I just sent a Snapchat out.
Yeah.
But if you look, you can go to the other settings and you can find other people, and there's reels and there's reels on Snapchat and everything.
Oh, okay.
But
Well.
it's like people always go to reels for like on Facebook Reels or Instagram
Absolutely,
Reels.
right here.
Or like TikTok Reels. They don't like think about, wow,
Yeah.
Snapchat is literally like, it used to be only like 10-second videos.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what, it makes more sense that Snapchat has Reels,
Yeah, no, like
But-
definitely. Like I did not know that. Like, to be honest.
Yeah. I'll actually show you later on. I'll show you how to tap
dude.
into all that.
Yeah, it's all new stuff. See, it's just the marketing world.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's a crazy world with social media.
I'm
There's
more
always-
of an Instagram guy.
Same
myself.
here.
I'm
Yeah.
more of
Same
an
here,
Instagram.
man.
I feel like if you post like reels and stories, people see that more than if you do it on Facebook and stuff like that.
100.
It's
For
ju-
sure.
It's just like the younger generations using Instagram, and people our ages are using
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
So it depends on like where you post and stuff like that.
are trying to market it too.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's funny too is like a lot of younger kids. I ask, not like younger kids. I'm not trying to be a weirdo right now.
No, I know
But
what you're saying.
but like 20-year-olds that I work with.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, I saw this thing on Facebook, and they look at me weird, like Facebook, and I'm like, why you don't have Facebook? They're like, no.
IG
Like,
is everything.
A lot of younger people don't even
Yeah.
have a Facebook account.
It stinks because like I tell kids that come into our work that are new,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, you're on Facebook. He's like, no, man, I'm
Yeah.
not on Facebook.
I
And it's
know,
like,
it's
oh
funny.
man, I feel old.
It's funny. It's funny because there's just not a lot of the younger generation is just not on Facebook. But see, for us, it's like we didn't have a choice. It went from I didn't want to change from MySpace. I loved MySpace.
You did an awesome job on your
MySpace was
MySpace.
awesome.
So you were like really popular.
I was
Well,
popular.
you're
on
always
MySpace.
been popular, and you're still popular. But I'm just.
But
You had more of a bigger following, I think.
my
on
MySpace was crazy, dude. I like always had like the sickest layouts.
Yeah, and then the songs that you put down with the playlists and stuff.
Like I had all my music on there, and then you gotta think, I'm like 16, 17 years old, and I got a playlist of my music for people at school. It's so funny, man. People would come to school and be like rapping my songs I was uploading. And they're like, yeah, dude, I saw that. And then like I seen people were setting my song to their profile song.
Yeah.
So when I go to like someone from school's fucking page, my song was their I'm like, dude, this is sick. And I loved MySpace. And then like everyone's like, oh, you got to get Facebook. You got to get Facebook. And then I got a Facebook and I'm like,
it's stupid.
why?
You
This
can't
is
do
dumb.
anything. Yeah.
Especially when it first came out.
Yeah.
Like I remember when you first got Facebook, you couldn't upload directly to the thing.
Yeah.
You had to take a picture, put it on the computer, and
then
upload it from a
net,
computer. That's how long I remember Facebook being around.
Yeah.
Now you could just boom, boom, tap. It's up there.
I just feel like on like Facebook, maybe it's me. Maybe that's what it is. But I feel like you just don't get the reactions on it. You don't get the comments, the views.
Yeah.
You know, Instagram, if I post something, then it gets the likes, it gets the views, it gets the comments, you get the following. I just feel like, like you said, like, that IG's big, and now like a Snapchat's everywhere. Everyone has Snapchat now. Like it's insane. And I just think that like a Facebook is like, man, it just makes us feel old. Like, they're like, oh, like, do you have Facebook? Oh,
yeah.
Whether you're old, like, my
know,
father has Facebook, like, oh, cool.
You know what the worst part about is like for all three of us right now, because we're all like promoting something on the internet.
Absolutely.
Right? Is on Facebook, right? You tend to want to post on Facebook because that's where your friends and family are.
Yep.
And you're hoping that they react and hoping that they
and then
see
you get nothing.
And they don't. And it's like, dude, I only put this here because I knew what the audience was. Like my friends, my family, people that I know from school. It's like I also want them to see what I have going on from the other ones. Because, your Snapchat and like your IG's kind of like, they don't, they can't see me on here.
Right,
so
right.
you can, you feel like you can get away with, like doing shit that you don't want your family to see or something like that or whatever. But
absolutely, 100%.
It sucks when you push it on Facebook just for them to see because you're like, all right, I got a good following on here. Plus, I got family friends, and then they don't react or share, and you're hoping they do to support, and they don't. And Facebook is just a fucking.
I think it's a drama thing now. I think that people go on there just to tell their life story.
Yeah,
and they just want you to feel sorry.
So and so said this, or
like I don't know.
It's like, okay, so Facebook, right? Facebook is more of a group activity. So you can go on and join groups.
Yep.
Correct.
You can't really do that so much with Instagram. Instagram's more of an individually post.
Sure is. It's great.
Thing.
Yeah.
So it is kind of greedy. But so that's how I look at Facebook. It's just people join Facebook to join the groups that are
see, so it's like Facebook's more of like a desktop app, right?
Yeah,
you can get on Facebook on a computer and you actually have a good interface of things you can do to promote or whatever. And then like when you go to Instagram, you don't like open up your computer and go to Instagram.com. You open the app on your phone and it's it's like easy, it's quick. But like Facebook has way more involved into it.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that's into it.
I mean,
like you said, the groups and everything like that.
Yeah, like I know that I post on Facebook and it doesn't get what I think it's gonna get. And then like if you walk down the street or you see somebody like, oh yeah, like that I know that you're fighting, like that I saw that post and stuff.
I saw your post.
And you're like, great.
But you didn't
awesome.
react to it.
Like thanks for the support.
Yeah.
And
but
stuff.
see, like they'll tell you they'll tell you congrats in person,
Right.
but on the internet they won't say shit because it's like they don't want people to know,
Know
like,
that they support you or something.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's all this
yeah.
weird support like that. It just drives me nuts because I see people all the time and they, they do that to me. I'm like, dude, did you not see my last 2 songs?
Yeah.
Like, why are we talking about a song from 10 years
Years
ago?
ago,
Have you even
right, right.
checked out what I'm doing now?
Right.
And there's a lot of people that watch this, will say they do,
Yep.
and like, oh yeah, man, I was watching the podcast and I'm like, oh yeah, what episode?
Right. Look, the one that you did last week. Great.
Yeah.
Like, who was on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
know?
one? Because we did a couple. It's like,
And then they name somebody like, I
Yeah.
haven't even had that person on my show yet. So
Yeah.
you're kind of wrong. I mean, it's like a fake it until you make it, I think, is the biggest thing that they're like pushing.
yeah,
And I think that's false, that you don't do that. Like, I support people.
yeah,
I donate to things, and then you see them out in public and they walk by you like, you
Yeah.
are like you're a scumbag or something.
yeah,
And you're like, so that's kind of changed my persona. I was like, but I have a bigger following than you. I'm
Yeah.
doing this. And like, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah,
And like, you and like, other friends are like, that you don't need to change from like who you are. And you're like, yeah, but they idolize this person, but this person isn't doing stuff, that they're just acting tough on fucking Facebook, thinking they're all
Yeah.
this and all that. And that's just not what it is. And
You know what it is? That person is mad that
yeah,
they're waking up tomorrow to do what they don't want to do.
correct. 100%.
And you're waking up tomorrow to do exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, man, it's about like building a freaking like legacy. It's about like building some. I mean, I call it freaking like a raising the bar. Like I want to every single like month, like that I want to freaking like raise the bar.
Yeah.
Year that I want to do something new. And
You want to grow.
yeah, definitely. And it's just like, again, it's probably off topic, but that you go on and you see people on Facebook, oh well, that I want this, or someone that travels that's a professional, or does this and that, that's in the line. I'm like, no, you don't. You don't want any of this stuff. Or
Yeah.
and then you talk about it, but you really ain't about it, and then you're just a normal person and you act like somebody that you're not. And like that I've never done that. Like that I'm very. That I'm the same person, like that's in the ring, like that has the following, that's friends, that that's what I am on social media. Like I don't change, and I've really got to know, like some of the freaking like professional fighters that we see on like on TV, and they're the same people, that they're the same way, that they don't think that they're better than somebody else. Like
Yeah.
and I think just the image from social media, like like puts that out there. And like, I mean, it was funny, like last night that I was out with like Masilo, and he said that I was a pro fighter, and they're like, no, you're not. You don't even look like a pro fighter. You don't act like a pro fighter. And I was like, oh well, if your boyfriend wants to find out, that I can throw hands,
Fuck
it's a
around and
different
find
world.
out.
yeah, and it's just a lot different. And it's just yeah, it's just freaking crazy, man. Like, that I support everybody. Like, that I want to see people like gonna grow, even the ones that don't freaking like me and like gonna hate me. That I just want to see them grow. But I think it like motivates me more. And I think that you said it earlier. A lot of people's feelings get hurt, and they will not take that like a risk.
Yeah.
And that's not what this world is. Anymore, that you have to take the risk and you have to go out and like go and do it, and I think that's the biggest thing.
See, I think a lot of people don't have that shit inside of them like some of us do. You know what
Correct.
I mean, like
it's
that,
the
like
older
that extra,
generation has it because we had to go through.
Yeah, we had
that
to go
stuff.
get it.
Yeah.
We had to go get it. We're used to having
Everybody
hustle.
wins now.
We're used to being able, or like we're used to competing.
Yeah.
We're used to getting up and having to be like, okay, how do I do this today? You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't have that shit inside of them to be better. Like, oh, I'm content with my little job at Dollar General. And that's fine. If that's what you want to do your whole life, that's fine.
Absolutely, 100%.
But you don't tear people down that are doing what they want to do because
100%.
you're stuck where you are.
100%. And that's the biggest thing. Like, and I just like, after talking to Riggin like on Paige of Van Zandt, that I learned how she deals with things. And And as soon as you like react to a negative comment on social media, or you like respond to it, now you've just lived into what they want. They want you to respond,
Yeah,
or they want you to show a freaking like reaction. But if you don't,
of course.
like, then they'll stop. I mean,
Yeah.
Yuli, like on Diaz, like, do you know who he is? Like, he's a pro fighter. He
I don't know.
like, he's engaged to
I don't think so, actually.
freaking like a Dana Brooke, like
Oh,
from the WWE.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
His like cousin is freaking like a pit bull.
Okay.
So
Wait, that's a Diaz?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So he like dealt like with the social media where like somebody was talking shit about him, saying that he sucks, which he really doesn't. And like he showed up to the guy's house and like beat the shit out of him, and then he sat in jail for it. And then the guy's like, haha, like, that I put him in jail. So it doesn't matter, like what you do, like that you could beat the shit out of somebody, you could talk shit, you could prove your thing.
And they'll still find a way to tear you down again.
Yes. As long as they have the final like laugh and say it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And that's what I learned
that's
from
sick.
Uncle Yuli, that
perfect.
I learned a lot from him. And I freaking like, and I freaking like respect him so much. And I chat with him, like he gives me the time of day and talks because he's a normal like a human being, like like he's got a huge following, and all that, and like he's a normal person, so
Yeah.
you know,
Sounds like a humble dude.
yeah, Zudi's awesome. If anybody gets a chance to see him, talk to him down in freaking like Miami, he's awesome.
Next time I go to Miami, I'll be thinking about him.
Yeah, right.
I'm just kidding. So like, let's like switch it up real quick.
Definitely.
What's like your training process? Like, do you train every day?
I do, yes.
Every single day, 7 days a week?
Every single day.
Like, for how long a day would you say?
So like mostly
or do you have like
during,
different days where you do different things, like different routines?
I do, yeah. So usually like Monday morning, right before like that I head to Syracuse for work, that I'm at the gym at 4:30 in the morning. So I'm at Future like boxing, and that's in like Rochester, like New York. And I'm there with Coach like OK, and like that we're doing like the first hours like on cardio. That I go through a cardio thing, and then we do like mitt work, and then we like hit the bag, and then we go through all that. During the week, it's hard because I work out of town, but I'm still putting in the work. So I run like on 3 to 5 miles every single night. That I do like core work that I do like on cardio. So I'm putting in the work that they want, and then on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that I'm in the gym with them. That I'm putting in the work with them from like 4:30 to 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So when everybody's like on sleeping or they went out all night, I'm in the gym like on training. That I'm putting in the work, and that I have to, especially with the upcoming fight, that I have to be at the best that I've ever been. So I have to put in the work.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just like fucking.
Yeah, no.
I was processing what you're saying. I'm like, dang, dude, you just have like it all like
everything's broken down.
Yeah, that's a good line. And I guess when you're like a fighter, are you on like a certain like diet?
I am.
Do you have like no sweets, no ice cream, shit like that?
No,
you're just like straight like meat and vegetables.
Yeah. So,
protein.
Yeah, protein. So sometimes that I use like a Samantha, like a Price over at like Project Lean, Lean Nation, and
I just
like Canandaigua. Definitely get out there and like support them. That they're like great, and like she does like meal plans for me, like that I haven't been doing them like lately because I'm on weight, but
you're not really in town all the time, so it's kind of hard.
Correct,
right?
Yeah, but like she's always there if I message her or something. Like she's right there, and they're huge like support. Like that's another like Mid Lakes, like classmate, and
yeah, she was in my grade.
Yeah, man.
What's funny is
local community.
I was grocery shopping last week, and I saw her in the store. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
So
no, they know what they're doing over there for sure.
Yeah. So like she like helps me, and so I stick to it, like that I haven't drank in like 3 months. I've not had a beer. I've not had wine or anything like. So I go out and I go out and I drink cooking water because I know what the process is and I know what I want to do and I know what's in front of me. So
Your eyes on the prize.
yeah, man, it's been a long camp. I'm hoping that it ends soon, but but I feel great. I feel really good. Like there's still more that's got to be done, but
So you never really had an issue with like drugs and alcohol, though, right? Like that's never been like a
absolutely
factor that's like pulled you
no.
from anything.
Nope, nope. I mean, in the summertime it's hard because you see people out like
Yeah.
barbecuing at the blade.
The weather's nice.
The weather's
a
nice. You
cold
want
one tastes
you
good.
want to drink and everything. I mean, but no, it's really not like hard anymore. Like that. I guess when I first started, it was hard. Maybe a few years ago, it was hard. But now, I think after you get that win and you want to get better, and now you're ranked, like what the goal is, and
Yeah.
and you want to
You see the bigger
continue.
picture.
Yeah,
You see
yeah.
the bigger picture like this.
Yeah, so the beer doesn't bother me.
This is slowing me down.
Yeah.
Right now I'm up. I don't need to go back to here.
Right.
I can drown this out and
Yeah.
replace it and keep
Yeah,
going.
that, and then you're looking at weight. You're like, well, that I have to be at 154. I started at 165. I'm down to 157. Now I'm at 154. Now I'm back up to 160. So you just try to watch out what you do.
Yeah.
And it just all takes time. You just gotta be freaking dedicated to it.
I wish I weighed 160 pounds.
Well, I'm not 160, but
Yeah.
I'm at 154. So I'm at fight weight. So I'm happy.
That's so. Wait, you're fighting what weight class?
154. It's welterweight.
No, but I mean, like, is that the weight you're fighting at? 154.
Yeah.
Is that like what you got to be spot on with? 154.
Yep.
How hard is that to like, where you have to make a certain weight and be that weight on fight day?
Well, not on fight day. You just have to make it the day before.
Well, the night before when you weigh in.
Yeah.
How hard is that to make those weigh-ins? Because it sounds like
it's hard.
Because it sounds like you're like fluctuating from here
Yeah.
and there, and then when you're fighting somebody at a certain weight,
Yeah.
is it, well, so you said you had to drop 20 pounds in how many days before?
4.
In 4 days, you dropped 20 pounds. How hard was that?
It was very difficult. It was the sauna suit.
Most people can't do that their whole
inside the
life.
sauna. It was inside the sauna. It was in the gym, just on the treadmill, off the treadmill, with the sauna suit, running. It was bad. I was in a bad place. I lost way too much weight. That I put my body in danger.
Yeah.
That one shot was gonna put me out, and I knew that, but it was a telemundos, and
Yeah.
it's just things that people don't understand that go on behind the scenes. So
Yeah.
so I still missed weight.
Yeah.
So the fight was at 135. I weighed in at 141. So I missed weight. So I took a fine.
Right.
Then if
Oh, you get fined for not making weight?
yes, yep. Especially it's at the pro level, yeah. So
What's that fine cost?
it could be
if you're allowed to say.
It could be a couple $100. It could be a couple thousand. If you get up to Floyd's money, it's a couple $1 million
Holy
for each pound. But that the fighter that you're fighting has the option to give you 4 hours to lose weight, and that's what you want to do because then you're gonna beat your body up more to lose weight. Julio did not do that, thank God, but because I was already drained. But I mean, what goes on behind closed doors in camps that people just don't see, and I can get so the night of that fight, I slept from freaking 9 o'clock in the morning till I fought at freaking 10 o'clock. I was so drained. I
bet.
had no energy.
It's a long day.
And my coach at the time tried to get it moved.
Yeah.
And basically the guy from freaking Telemundos is no, if you don't fight, then you're taking a $1,000 fine, and you're taking a year suspension. This is a business that you signed a contract. So my life didn't matter because Julio Solis sold 75 tickets, which was a lot of money for those seats. So, that I went out and fought and I got my ass kicked, and it's all over like on YouTube, and it sucks seeing it, but it definitely like motivates me. Um, back in like December, like when I fought for the um, IFL title, I missed weight, and that was on me. That had nothing to do. And I weighed in at like 154, and I had to be 145, and I had 4 hours to lose that weight, and I did it. And I did it in
Holy
like 4
shit.
hours. It was a sauna, like with the sauna suit on, like with
That's just
it was
crazy
it
to
was
me.
it was it was a sauna suit, a freaking
That's
like a
wild.
hoodie. I went in the sauna for like
crazy.
30 minutes, and then I came out, and then I like ran on the freaking like a treadmill for 30. Then I went back in the sauna for 30. Then I came back, and I made weight at 145. Like I was soaked, like the sauna suit like ripped off me like freaking like a Hulk Hogan or something. And but you know, that was on me, and that was just it was just bad. And like now, like that I'm already at fight weight, I'm very comfortable. Now I just have to stick to it, and I just have to wait for the fight date, and then we'll go to work, and that's what it's about. Like that I don't want to. I made the cut now so that I didn't have to make the cut like 4 to 5 weeks like before the fight.
Right.
So I'm there now, like that I'm ready to go. So now that I can focus on like on training, because when you're in like a fight camp and you're like you're like on cutting weight, you're going through your like on training, and then you're on a bike, and
Yeah.
then you're like trying to cut weight. So you're like on coaches are focused on that when you should be focused on your like on training and then like making that like on game plan and stuff. Now it's awesome because now that we can just focus on the guy and just like focus on the fight.
Dude, I don't ever want to hear anybody complain about their weight again.
Now,
Like, if you could drop that much weight in hours
yes.
or like a day, like,
Yeah.
why don't more people do that? If they,
'Cause it's
I mean,
unhealthy.
I know it's bad for you, but like, you could also stretch that out within like a week.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
And I always hear people, oh, well, I need to lose some weight. I'm gonna be like, yo, go talk to Ziggy. He'll tell you how to lose 20 pounds in fucking 2 days,
Yeah.
and it'll work. But that's just like, it seems so crazy to me that you could lose even like, how much weight did you lose in 4 hours? You said
I went from
like 8 pounds, right? Like 154 to 146 or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Just in a
Yeah.
couple hours.
Now, so when you did this, right? Isn't there like a doctor that has to pass,
Yes.
like to tell you could fight?
100%.
Didn't he see you and was like, maybe you shouldn't fight? It kind of,
Yes, 100%. Like especially for the friggin' like a Telemundo's fight, like so you guys know after you make weight that you have to go see the doctor.
Yeah.
And they put you through all these tests. So they do your blood test.
Physical, pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah, dude. They make you jump up and down or what could do the duck walk or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, I had to do the duck walk and I thought I was gonna pass out.
Dude,
Like I don't even know how that I got through it.
I bet.
Do they make you crip walk?
No.
Oh, damn.
but I got through it, and especially on that freaking like a Telemundo's card, I don't know how that I got past the doctor because I couldn't even stand up. Like I was
Wow.
so drained that you could see it in my eyes, like you could see it in my body. The fight last like in December, I was fine. That they knew that I was like healthy. I put like water back in my system, and then I went to the press conference after making weight and change real quick. And then I was like, I just want to eat. I just want to get food down my system.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that's the biggest thing. Yeah, dude, it's very, very hard.
Now, was it like a American doctor that checked you out, or was it?
It's a doctor, yes. Like from that they have like medical doctors that they bring in from a certain like a hospital or something.
Or were they from Puerto Rico or were they
No.
from America?
They were from America. That they were from the Orlando area.
Gotcha.
So the doctors know best, that they do a great job. I got by somehow. I don't know how. I mean, maybe the freaking like promoter said that this fight's gonna happen, like no matter what. But
Well, yeah, Ziggy's like, I'm not getting banned for a year and paying $1,000 for a suspension. Fuck that.
Right.
yeah, dude, it was bad. And then I think I got KO'd in the first minute or something like that. It was bad, but you know, but I definitely learned it. I've never taken another fight like that, so it definitely makes you smarter. And like now that that I've had about 9 pro fights, I think 9 or like 10 pro fights in like throughout everything.
Yeah.
That you just
Through all the
get
networks you've been in.
yeah, you just get smarter and you just get better. I mean, that the BKFC one kind of sucked with like a Pizzagate, but that wasn't me. But it just makes you more like a humble and more focused on what you have to do. And yeah, so I'm there, I'm at weight, I'm ready to go, and so I'm excited.
Well, let's talk about that fight coming up.
Definitely.
So your next fight, you got Albert Ochoa.
So they're coming to my prom.
Yes,
Correct.
100%.
And it's funny, I don't know much about homie, but I Googled them. I just went to my search bar, typed in Albert Ochoa. The first picture I saw was him and Kylie Jenner
Yep.
going to prom.
Yep.
So this dude's been on the Kardashians. He's been around, TV.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
kind of like
He's got like a music out, I think.
yeah, I saw he makes music
You came into a love in the story.
too. I didn't check his music out, but I saw it.
It's
I saw
all right,
him.
I guess. According to like Street said, it's all right. So
it?
that I trust like a Street.
I
so.
trust Street too. That's a good person to have critique music, I'd say.
Yeah. So.
But so you got the fight with Albert Ochoa. Where's that gonna happen? Where's that going? Or you don't know yet, right?
Well, it was supposed to happen.
It's TBA, right?
Yeah. So as of right now, it was supposed to happen like December 13th. Albuquerque, New Mexico, like for his IFL title that he's making his pro, he's making his pro debut. But things have changed. Albert's a champ. Albert can do what he wants. And that there's rumors that we're going overseas and we're gonna fight on a big freaking promotion, ones that people know. And actually, I was just at this promotion with freaking Tommy Vino about 2 weeks ago down in freaking Turning Stone. So
Okay.
so we're excited. It will drop soon, and I know that people are getting upset, asking me, well, why does this fight fall out? Why does this fight get pushed back? Man, it's a fight game. It's all about money.
Yeah.
It's all about money. I mean,
Look how long it took for Jake and Tyson to fight.
Yeah.
It was here, and then it was this day,
Yeah.
and then it was people think the fight world is like, I heard they were fighting June 4th. It's June 6th. What's going?
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
don't understand. They don't
right,
understand it like that.
and then you have to explain yourself, and then that you're a bitch, that you're scared, or
Yeah,
that you just don't want to fight, and it has nothing to do with it. This is what
it's a business.
It is.
It's a business.
100%, and this is where people don't get it. Albert is the champ. Albert has a big following. Albert is the money fight. Like the Jake Paul is a big money fight. So I will wait for wherever he wants to fight, when he wants to fight. I don't care that there's no other fight that I want.
Yeah.
That's the fight I want. I want to KO him. I want to put him to sleep. And I want to send him back to the freaking, I want to send him back to the freaking Kardashians. That I want to break his fucking face. I want to get the knockout real.
Yo, before you knock him out, tell him to give me Kim's number.
Yeah, right. And
Then you can knock him out.
yeah, right.
But let me get Kim's number real quick, and
Yeah.
then you could just put him to sleep.
Yeah, right.
But so what's your mentality going into this fight? You know he's the champ. You know this is going to be a highly anticipated fight on his side because people are going to be watching him.
Oh,
Obviously he's
absolutely.
the champ, so people are going to be watching him, and they're going to discover you through
Absolutely.
this fight. So what's your mentality going into this fight? Just how do you stay focused? How do you deal with going into pretty much the biggest match you'll have to date.
Absolutely.
How do you go into that?
You know, it's all about my freaking like own coaches. Like, you know, that they keep me focused, that they keep me dialed in. You know, like I know what's about to come. Like, you know, that we all have this conversation. Like, you know, that I know that he's Mr. like on TMZ. Like, you know, that's what I call him because
Yeah.
he's on like on TMZ. He's on, you know,
Yeah.
all the news channels. You know, out in like California, Las Vegas. Like, he's got the best like on coaches. He's got the best like trainers. He's got Bob Santos. You know, what is it? ESPN like a trainer of the year.
Yep.
Like that you just saw him like a Friday night. Actually,
And with Mario.
yeah. So, I think it's a fight that I've always wanted, and I just want to prove that he's just an influencer. Like, you know, he's the number 2 ranked ICB fighter. He's a former like champion. He's the IFL champion. You know, that I'm the 36th ranked, you know, freaking like a pound for pound like fighter. You know, just
IFL
in
is,
the crossover
IFL is International Featherweight
influencer like on fighting
Influencer.
league.
I don't know why I said feather. Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, it's all
Featherweight.
right. You know?
International Featherlights.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, just being like a ranked on the friggin' like a crossover like a boxing with all the greats on there, Nate and all of them,
Yeah.
and then like being ranked like on 36, like, you know, that I'm taking that 36 ranked, you know, freaking like a ranking in like to this fight that I want to beat his ICB number 2 ranking. I want to take his title.
So
you know that I just want to like take his like a pride in everything.
So if you win this fight, that puts you as the champion, and you move from
If he puts
the
up
charts.
his, if he
If
puts up
the
his,
belt.
if he puts up his belt,
So if he does choose to put up his belt, you would be
the IFL champion,
the number 1 champion on the ranks.
in the IFL in the
Yeah.
super like middleweight.
But I don't
or
know.
excuse me, like welterweight, not middleweight.
Judging by this fight, because I kind of know like the backstory, because you were showing me. We won't talk about it in here because we can't. But
Yeah.
judging by that, it seems like there's no way he's going to put the belt up, because he's kind of, it sounds like he's doing this so that he's got that under him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, like
So I don't, and I know we can't go into depth because a lot of this stuff isn't, you know,
it's not ready to go yet. Yeah,
it's undisclosed at this point, so we can't talk about it. But
I believe that he's like, you know, training like harder than he's ever trained. Like, you know, he's doing a great camp. Like, you know, he doesn't have to work.
yeah,
Like, you know, he can train every day.
yeah,
So like, you know, he's in the gym every single day. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, you know, he's got the best like on trainers around him. You freaking like a nutritionist, everything. You know.
yeah,
And like, you know, he earned that. Like, you know, he put
Yeah.
himself in the right spot to do this. He's fought influencers. He's being talked shit about. Like, people are talking shit about him. And he wants to prove them wrong. So this is a big fight to him. He said that he's going like to knock me out. I said that I'm going to knock him out. The only thing is he's fought, you know, influencers that don't really train, and he hasn't been able to put them away. He hasn't like dropped any of them. You know,
he's
in
only
a, like,
won by
round.
decision, right?
Yeah, like he's always won by like decision, and having Bob Santos in your corner, and you can't drop an influencer that doesn't train. Like, I fought an influencer and I dropped him. I mean, you know, that I have power. You know, if you break him down, like, you know, that I broke him down, he's like a Ryan Garcia, jab, like, you know, he does the jab cross hook. Like, you know, he sticks to the outside like with the jab. He's very fast. He does a great job. I just want it more. I think that I'm more freaking like a hungry. You know that I told you that I like told a friend that's in love with this guy, and I said, you know, that I'm just gonna break his fucking face, and it's just that everybody's going to tune into this fight because of him, which is awesome,
right.
because it's putting spotlight on me too, and like that we both have a huge account following on freaking IG. You know, so, and like he's not always liked, so like some of the like fans that don't like him is gonna come over like to my side just to see me like beat him. So I feel like that this is the money fight, and I feel like that no other fight like matters. I really don't care what like people think. I know that the media is gonna like talk shit about me. I'm sure. Like one of the Jenners will talk shit about me, or like the Kardashians, because they're like on his fans and friends. I mean, if freaking like Kanye West will probably like tune in. Maybe if he does, he does. Like that I'm I'm just going to like hurt this man, and that's what I tell people.
It's a big fight, man. Those are some big names that you just mentioned that could be potentially discovering who you are.
Absolutely, like 100%. And I know that his last fight, like, I went to TMZ. He's already been on the news, kind of talking about it, that we're supposed to fight back in August. Then it got moved to October, November. Now it's supposed to begin December. Now we're pushing it back. I mean, I signed every single freaking contract that's come my way, and I was just like, I'm ready to go fight. Like, that I'll fight you. On Saturday, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I feel that confident,
Any given Saturday,
any given Friday, Saturday. I don't care. I don't care like when we fight. It's just I feel that confident, and I've never been this confident. I know what's in front of me, and I know what it's going to bring, and I know that people are going to tune in, and I mean, that I hope that he's like says that he's going to do what he's going to do, but I don't think that he's felt power. I don't think that he's felt my power. That I think that I can walk him down. That I think that I can take the ring away from him. He hasn't fought anybody that's like trained, someone that really freaking like wants it, and everybody that he's fought, he should have walked through and like dropped him.
Yeah.
People that I fought have been tough, and they're actually pro like fighters, or not, influencers. So, I guess that we'll see, like, that we have freaking like respect for each other, like, and that we do talk, that there's no bad like blood like between us. I posted a photo, I think it was last week. We actually sat like next to each other last freaking like in December, and the title was in front of me, and I'm staring at it, and I think that's like a symbolic to all this. I think that a like picture is like worth a like 1,000 words.
Absolutely.
And everybody wants to fight him, and I got the opportunity, and I just can't wait for it to drop. I can't wait to see what social media is going to do in the news and all that. I know that my sponsors want to bring in the news now, like, onto my fight camp, and I've not done it. Like, that I'm trying to like keep the local like news, out of my fight camps and out of it until it drops, because I know what it's going to be. So it's just all that waiting, and it's what everybody like dreams of, especially like me. I mean, that I can't wait. It's going to be on the biggest like on platform, and I just can't wait.
So, speaking of like, all right, well, before we get into that fight will be announced soon, right?
Absolutely.
All that's coming soon. There'll be a date for that.
Absolutely. Yep.
We'll actually talk about it on here when the fight drops. We'll remind everybody, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll definitely promote that. While we're talking about influencers and like boxing, before we get out of here,
absolutely.
What was your whole take on Jake Paul and Tyson?
So I respect Mike at like 58. Like, like getting in the ring. He made all 8 freaking rounds.
He did.
Like, congratulations to him. Like, he's a legend.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm not a Jake Paul fan. I will say it, like, 100%. Like, that you guys know it. Like, you and CeeLo know it. But I respect what he did. Like, he could have knocked him out in the second round. People are gonna probably comment, no, that you're full of shit. That everybody saw that jab in the second or third round. Like, Mike was shook. Like, that his legs were getting there to like buckle and stuff. I think that Jake carried that fight, and it was a money fight. Like, that you look at the money. I mean, like, that we talked about this, and everybody that doesn't even watch boxing tuned into it.
Yeah.
Just to watch Mike. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
But I thought the girls' fight was the best. But
well, it's like it's like Jordan coming back to the league to play like Anthony Edwards one-on-one.
Absolutely.
You know, it's
Yep.
like that. It's
Yep.
like the OG and the young gun
Yep.
kind of going at it. My take on the fight is it's exactly what I knew was going to happen.
Yep.
A 26-year-old warrior, he's a beast. Jake Paul's a beast.
Yep.
I mean, look at him. You know,
Look,
he's
he
not.
trains hard.
He trains hard. He's got all the best people around
Mm-hmm.
him. He's legit now.
Yeah.
That's what we could say about him.
Absolutely.
Before the Mike Tyson fight, though, he's legit.
Yeah.
Fighting Mike, I knew it's like, what did we expect from a 58-year-old Mike Tyson? You know, it's almost like, you know, this guy trains every day. I'm talking about Jake Paul. He trains every day. He's young. He's got the stamina. He's got the endurance. He's got,
Yeah, like hungry.
yeah, and he's got nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you got knocked out by Mike Tyson, that's expected.
Right.
You know, like that's expected. You fight Mike Tyson, you're like, yeah, this is probably the worst idea I ever had, but let's go.
Yeah.
But he didn't knock Tyson out, which
He could have.
he definitely could have, and I think he showed his respects at the end there.
Yep.
You know, where he put his head down, he was waiting for him to, like he gave him a free shot.
Yep.
And a lot of people I saw were saying, why didn't Mike just rock him right there? He would have won because he would have knocked him out.
Yeah.
And Mike didn't do it, and I think that was Mike showing respect to Jake also.
Oh yeah.
It's like they were showing respect at the same time. You know, Jake leaned forward like, come on, bro, hit me.
Yeah.
And Mike just stood there, and he didn't. And I think that was Mike showing respect, like, you got me, young guy.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah, absolutely.
you got it. And I think it's exactly what I had premeditated. It was just, you know, everyone's going to be like, oh, Mike Tyson's the greatest ever. This is going to be an easy win for him. But you're
Yeah,
also going against somebody that's also 30 years younger than him,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's also in this very heavily right now.
Absolutely.
Mike hasn't fought in a really long time.
since 03.
Yeah. So it's been 20 years since he's fought.
Well, I think he fought in an exhibition on like a Triller 3 years ago. He fought like Roy Jones Jr., but that was like
Yeah.
a sparring match. He
Yeah.
didn't really throw on like Roy.
I saw Roy Jones. I was doing most of the commentating.
Yep.
That was cool. As soon as I saw Roy Jones, I was like, can't be touched, can't be stopped.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. Whenever I see Roy Jones, that's like the first thing that
Oh
just
yeah, that
pops in my
song
head.
pops up.
That
yeah.
song was like huge when we were younger.
Absolutely.
And it was cool seeing a boxer have like a hit rap song, you know?
Yeah, I mean, anything's like impossible now.
It is. And it's just because, but it's the people that make it possible.
Absolutely.
If Roy Jones decided I'm gonna make a rap album, he's got a whole bunch of people that are fans of him. They'll check his rap album out. They'll run it up, and now he's got a successful rap album. It's just,
yeah.
it's just the people without fans, without the media, no one is anything.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
just, you know, that's how that works. But yeah, so what do you think that did for Jake Paul? Like, do you think that did anything for him to be like, oh, I'm calling out so and so? Like, do you think that was a setup where he was like, I'm gonna call everyone out once I knock Mike out because they'll want to fight me now?
I think that it was a money like grab. I
Yeah.
think that he knew that, you know, everybody wants to watch Mike fight, especially from back in the day. It was a money fight.
Yeah.
Like he knew. Plus, he was the first one to go to freaking like a Netflix, with everything going to Netflix with like football. And
It was a
like
historical
wrestling and
fight. It was a
It
historical
was. So
fight for
it was a
sure.
money fight for him, and he knew it because he's a businessman. I mean, if you
Yeah.
really look at it, like, oh, he's a businessman, and I think they said that they like sold that place out, and I think that like Netflix like crashed at one point or something.
Yeah,
like,
mine was
it-
buffering for a little bit.
Yeah, dude, mine too, and I.
I actually had an Xbox Live fight party.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Like,
I had all
that's
the
what you were
homies in
saying.
Xbox Live party. We're watching the fight together. It was cool as shit. And I didn't think about it like until like a while. And I'm like, I'm watching the fight right now, and I'm texting people. I'm like, let's just all join an Xbox Live party
Yeah.
and just watch the fights together. And
Yeah.
it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I'm sure like everybody, it was kind of like a Super Bowl to everybody.
It
Like,
definitely was.
everyone was watching, everyone was eating food and hanging out and whatever. So
yeah, like
it was a big event. It's like I said, historical event, the fight of the decade.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean, like there's people that don't even watch fighting, but say they do, and they were watching it
Oh,
and
yeah.
posting and commenting about it, and like trying to find a spot to watch it. Which, if you use common sense these days and age, up here in like New York, since freaking like on COVID, that the bars don't have fights on TV, you know, anymore. But
Could you imagine being like, where can I watch the fight tonight? And it's on Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
That's how I know you bitches don't got Netflix.
And it's just like, but I give Jake like on credit, man. Like, he figured out, well, if I fight Mike, then all these people are gonna tune in and they're gonna get like Netflix and they're
Yeah.
going to order or like whatever. And that's what happened. Like, his actual plan came to life. Yeah, we're all saying, well, this is stupid. I said it. I said, well, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And
Well, look at how many contracts he just created from that fight.
absolutely.
Tank. I hope
Me-
that goes down. Jake
me
Paul and
too.
Tank would be insane.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just think that, like, things that we see that's like dumb,
Yeah.
other people seeing like money. I mean, everyone talks about money and they want more of it. Like, when Jake is pretty damn smart. Like, I ain't
Yeah.
gonna like
I mean-
lie.
I mean, he always has been. When you want to talk about Jake coming from like Disney, well, from like
What is it, Vine? I think.
Vine and like Disney and YouTube to where he is now, like obviously he's doing something right
Oh yeah.
with his marketing, like because
Oh.
he just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Even if you hated the guy, you couldn't help but see him somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
He'd pop up somewhere, and you're like, oh, there's this guy, and it's
Well, that's what it's about.
him and his brother. Did you see at the end when
Like Mike called out like Logan.
when they asked Tyson, they're like,
You're gonna continue to fight.
who would you fight if you were gonna fight again? And he's like, I'll fight his brother. And Logan was like, Mike, I'll kill you. And I was like,
Yeah, that was hilarious.
yeah, that
man.
was funny.
Oh
It's-
my god, it was so.
It's
freaking
cool at
funny.
the end. I mean, I know like Jake and Tyson have been friends for a while,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and they've trained together and shit like that. It's cool to see, because when you think of like a boxing match or like a UFC match, it's like, I need to kill this person.
Absolutely.
But then it's cool when the match is over, you get to see them hug and dap
Yeah.
each other up and
It's a
congratulate.
sportsmanship.
Yeah, and it's cool to see that Jake and Mike had a good thing at the end there.
Oh yeah, like that you go to war. I mean, and I understand the same thing that's coming.
Yeah,
Like I want to kill him, but I still.
but also like,
I'll still shake his hand and.
but also he's a
and, like,
peer.
have a drink with him. Yeah.
He's a peer. But
He
when
is.
when you're in that ring, shit changes.
Yeah, like the same thing with Jake. Jake has done things that. I mean, I didn't support him because he was fighting old people and acts like a UFC stars that are like retired. But after the a Tommy Fury fight, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
like he took like a Tommy Fury, like who's a pro fighter, and he took him to a freaking like decision loss.
Yep.
Which, if it was in the United States, he probably would have won. But it was in the UK, so they're gonna go like for their guy.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's just that little thing, he's a smart man. I can't take nothing away from him.
Yeah. I just think when I saw Jake fight Mike Perry,
Yep.
it kind of showed who he evolved into a little
Absolutely.
bit there. And, Mike Perry is older. Like you were saying, he's going after these older guys, whatever. Mike Perry is older. But Mike Perry's a badass, dude.
Oh,
That
yeah.
dude can take a beating.
Well, he's still like fighting. Like, he's in the
Yeah.
freaking like a BKFC.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he's still
undefeated
active. Yeah, he's still
in
active.
the BKFC. So like he's still fighting. Like he trains every day. And he's really, I think he's in his mid-30s, I think, like Mike is. So
Yeah.
so that was a great fight. And, man, I can tell you, he looked good. Like, he stopped Mike. And, I think that was a turning point for me there, too.
Yeah, when I saw because I've seen a bunch of Jake's fights, obviously most of
yeah.
them and that one versus Mike Perry, I was like, this dude's for real,
Yeah.
like he's for real, and that's why going into this Tyson fight, I was like, do people not did people not watch his last match?
Yeah, with like a Tyrone Woodley
Yeah. I mean, you
and
know,
Silva.
yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just, whatever. You know, people have their opinions. I have mine. They have theirs. You have
Yeah.
yours. It's all,
Absolutely, yeah.
but we can agree to disagree. And I think Jake Paul is solidified in boxing, and that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's just got to fight, in his like weight class. He's got to fight his age. He's got to fight pro fighters now if he wants to become, the friggin' like a WBC like on champion, which is the like highest belt in friggin' like on boxing. You gotta go fight guys that are like ranked. You can't fight the Mike Tysons of the world and stuff like that. Which I think that he will. I think that he's gonna like change his mindset now and like, he does want that belt. He does want to be a like champion. So if he does fight a like tank that has nothing like to do with his weight class,
Yeah.
which he doesn't, because like tank fights at 135, 140, which is far from like Jake's like weight class. But if he does fight him and he does beat him, then we're gonna be back here like having a conversation while like on tank is a like 135er.
Yeah.
So whatever he does, that we're all gonna talk bad or
Jake's,
say.
but see, Jake's a bigger dude than a lot of these guys too. Like he's height and reach.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
it's
he's built.
So it's like like
Yeah.
if he fights Tank, right? If he fights Tank, Tank's a little guy.
Yep.
He's a monster, but you said he's a what, like 135, 140?
Yep.
Like, and Jake's what, like
190, I think.
yeah, like 190, 185.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a big, in boxing that's a big difference.
It's the payday, and that's
And
what they're going tank's looking at.
I would, dude, if Tank and Jake Paul go at it, dude, that's gonna make me more excited than the Tyson and Jake Paul fight.
Absolutely, because everyone's going to tune into it again because now you're
That-
fighting a real fighter.
Dude, and Tank's one of my favorite anyways.
Mine too.
Like,
That I'm a big Tank fan.
Same. Like he's always just been like, when I see Tank's fighting, I'm like, I'm watching the fight for sure
Absolutely,
tonight because
yeah.
Tank's fighting. And whenever, like, I don't know, I just love Tank. And
Round 6 and 7
Yep.
is when he starts to go.
yep,
Yeah, dude, it's amazing.
and when he's going, you're about to see some stars for real.
Yeah, and
I love Tank, dude.
Yeah, like he's the money fight.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. Like
Yeah.
he is right after he talks, and then he's in, the press conference talking. He is the money fight. People want to fight him.
Yeah.
And they're getting paid. I
Yeah.
mean like a $20 like $1 million
Just
is
to
what
lose?
Mike
Just to lose.
made is
Just to lose.
insane. Yeah, and and then like what he's doing for the sport, like for the women and the fighters, like he's actually getting them the money that they deserve to fight. I mean, I think that the girls got a freaking like $1 million each.
Yeah.
If they would have fought on another card, they would never made that.
That fight was insane, man. Serrano fought her ass
Oh
off.
yeah, fight of the night.
And Serrano is just amazing, first of all.
Yeah, she came up
She's
3
the best
weight
girl-
classes.
She's the best girl boxer of all time in my eyes right now. But I thought it was great that she wore Jordan 11s while she was boxing.
Yeah, like I saw that.
That's
Yeah,
the first thing I noticed because I'm like, is she wearing Jordan 11s? I'm like, I have those shoes. And then we thought they were boots. Well, see, this is the thing. We're in the Xbox Live party. We liked Barrio's boots.
Yep.
They're pink and black. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I would rock Barrio's boots right
Yeah.
now. Those are so sick. And then the girls came out. We just kept looking at what they were wearing, and I'm like, Serrano's wearing Jordan 11s, and I'm like, wait, are they boots? And it took us like
Yeah.
a round or two to see the bottoms of them to see if they're actually boots. And she was just out there
Yeah, shoes. Yeah.
just rocking Jordan 11 sneakers fighting, and that shit was like, yeah, this is my bitch right now.
Yeah,
This
you
bitch is
know,
fighting in Jordan 11s.
that it makes it like uncomfortable, and like just knowing that she came up 3 freaking like weight classes to fight.
Yeah, that's even huge.
I
That's
mean, like,
huge.
she looks amazing, and I think that you said that she's got the most like knockouts like for the women.
Yeah,
And if you look at the women like division, you got freaking like you got freaking like Shields there and
Yep.
stuff. Like she's an icon,
yeah,
in the sport, and it's just amazing. Like out of all the fights, I thought that fight was the best fight, and I
That was
thought
the
that
best
fight
fight.
should have been the main event. But it couldn't be because it was Jake. But
Dude, at the end there, when Serrano was just pounding Smith, dude, I was like, yo.
she was fighting like on Taylor.
Or Taylor, why did I say Smith?
It's all right.
Wait, I know a Katie Smith. I think that's why I said
That's
that.
probably why.
That's
yeah,
probably why.
Yeah, it's like
So,
a Katie Taylor.
Um,
Look at the Irish.
yeah, Irish versus Puerto Rico that night.
Yep. And Ireland got it somehow.
It was crazy because I know her eye was so fucked up that she could barely see. I know that her eye, like, her vision must have been screwed
bad,
up.
yeah.
And I thought in like the last 30 seconds of that last round that she was gonna get her because I saw Taylor kind of like, but she kept hugging to like reset and shit, headbutting and shit.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it's bad.
I thought towards the end of that match, I'm like, dude, Serrano has this. Even though her eyebrows flapping and she's fucking gushing blood, I'm like, and she's got like one eye basically at this point.
Absolutely.
She's boxing with one eye vision right now, and she's about to knock her out.
Yeah.
She had her dizzy, and I think those push offs and those headbutts were helping her a lot.
Oh yeah, but if you looked at the card, I mean, like when she dominated the whole fight, like when she won the scorecard, she won the stats. I mean, you don't ever let it go to the judges, and that's what they say. And it's like as soon as you put it it's in the judges' hands, you don't know where they're gonna go. You don't know if they're being paid off. You don't know anything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's a big thing, and and that's what I've learned too. Like especially in that last fight against Danny, like that I knew that I had to drop him, like because if it went to the judges, because he's got like a 2.6 million followers, like that they could give it to him, and like so like learning that about the on judges, like that I feel bad for on Serrano. But yeah, that the judges.
She had way more punches.
Oh, she had way more everything.
She had like 100 more punches or something like that.
Yeah,
was
she was more accurate.
Yeah.
She won the scorecard.
Yeah.
I mean, like she was dominating the scorecard and everything. I just, that you learn these things, like that you got to knock the person out, or you got to make them quit, like one of the two. And
that's a fact.
And that's what I'm looking at, and so that you learn,
Well, Ziggy, we're waiting on your next fight, and we're waiting on that W to bring home back to the small town.
Me too. I'm excited, and I'm excited to get another we're gonna highlight like a real. We're gonna win. I think just hearing the guy from like a Happy Punch which was Overflow, like talking about that right hook from what do you call it? The right hook from like hell, and then like William Golston from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers walked up to me, and that's all that he was talking about. Like was that right hook, and it's just like same thing, man. Like if I was Albert, like that I would definitely like watch out for that right hook.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm excited. Thanks for coming in, Ziggy. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you guys for definitely having me on.
Hey, man, we're fans here, man.
Absolutely.
I've always been a fan. You've always been,
friends,
so it's just automatic. But yeah, man, thanks for coming on. Hey guys, merch link in description. Same old stuff. Like, subscribe, comment, share this. This was a very good episode. I'm glad this happened. It's been a long time coming to get Ziggy on here.
Absolutely.
As you can tell, he's busy as hell. He's in movies. He's, all over the world hanging out with people. And that's cool. Tonight, he got to hang out with School of Martians. We appreciate it. We're waiting on that fight. TBA, Albert Ochoa, Ziggy Johnson. Well, all right, we're about to get out of here, guys. Subscribe, merch link, Ziggy Johnson, Justin Nominee, Bogart Podcast, Beer Pirate Radio, some way, somehow, someday. Peace.